What's up, guys? Wrestle Talk here with a video, but a disclaimer. What we're going to be talking about might be sensitive to some viewers. If you want to be a part of this conversation, you can. Comment down below what you think. But be civil and be respectful, and we will too. If I sense that it's not, I will delete the comment. If you don't want to take part in the conversation, you don't have to. You don't have to watch the video, but if you want to talk about it, let's talk. I'm going to have two guests with me today, and we're going to give our opinions on the subject. Something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and just get it out there. So, without further ado, let's start this video. Alright guys, Russell talking with South Screen.
What's up?
And Amateur Rap.
What's up?
Their links will be in the description down below. Check out the channel, you better subscribe or I'm gonna come for you. I'm joking.
I will though. Just kidding.
Okay, so the video today is actually very sensitive, like I said in the disclaimer before we started the video. There are lots of videos out there that will just say the same shit or different shit. But basically what I wanted to talk about is whether or not, and we're going to give all our opinions, we're not going to get into any facts or details too much, whether or not Chris Benoit should be recognized as a great wrestler and be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm going to go last, because I know I'm going to be saying a lot.
I'll go second, because I'm least familiar.
Yes, so yes or no, should he be in the Hall of Fame?
I think Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame because he was a great athlete. You know, he was a crazy SOB, diving off the top with the headbutt. I even remember the Elimination Chamber. He was a crazy guy, and he's one of my favorite of all time. So I think he should definitely be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think he did what people are saying he did?
I don't think so.
Tell me why, briefly as you can.
Briefly as I can, because I don't think he's the type of guy that would kill his own wife and his son. But then, like people said, he went through depression. So maybe he did do it, but me personally, I don't think that he did do it.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Alright. Let's hear it.
Okay, I wasn't really familiar with him at the time, because, as you guys know, I'm a millennial.
2005.
So I wasn't really familiar with him. I watched WWE occasionally when I was younger. Actually, I was a super fan when I was younger. And then it got to like occasional, and then I gave up on it. I still think it's actually cool, like when he's watching it in the background, and I still think, wow, like that's actually pretty sick. But I think from what I see from the highlights and shit, when Chris Benoit was actually in WWE, it was at its best. And I think he definitely should deserve to be put in the Hall of Fame. Although what he did, I do obviously believe what he did, because they probably most likely got all the proof and shit like that. But I don't think what he did was to harm anyone. Living with a mental illness is very hard for some people to understand, and it's not something that everybody can just deal with. So I think that at one point he just exploded. He gave up, and he wanted to be with his wife and kid in a pain-free life. And although he probably didn't think it through enough, and he didn't get enough therapy, and he didn't have a right state of mind, I still think that what he did wasn't something to his fault. I think anybody who with a mental illness, you guys know me, if you watch my channel, I love those horror movies and shit, but a deeper reason of why I like them so much is because I like to understand why the person who did what they did it. And I think when you have a mental illness, it's never really described, and you can't really understand, and they don't have any help, so you can't blame them. And I don't think that his personal life should be involved with his working WWE life, so I think he should be put in the Hall of Fame.
I totally agree.
Yep. Now, Benoit is in my top 5 favorite. He's probably going to be number 3. It's Hulk Hogan, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Benoit. Now, me personally, I remember watching that Raw, and I just saw a memory of Chris Benoit. I was like, what the hell happened? But then I heard what happened. I refuse to believe it because some of the facts are murky. I'm not going to get too much into it, but they say that he had a roid rage, but yet there was no steroids found in his system from the toxicology report. And I'm no professional when it comes to this, but there have been times when the professionals were wrong about the case. So I just refuse to believe that he would harm his own son and his wife. And yeah, I get it, he was going through a lot. He had the brain of an 80-year-old person with Alzheimer's because of so much headbutt. He had a back concussion and brain damage. I understand that. And because he lost his best friend, Eddie Guerrero, it was hard for him to deal with it. And he may have just lost it. But I can't believe that he ever did such a thing. And I do want to see him be inducted. They should have inducted him in 2007, the year when he passed. It would have been okay by now. However, let me do a head count here. Mike Tyson in the WWE Hall of Fame was convicted for raping a girl.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, who was a racist.
He was convicted in the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Sorry, Donald Trump. He was put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, celebrity war.
Wow.
He was put in the Hall of Fame, the Celebrity Hall of Fame, and he is a racist. You got Jimmy Snuka, who killed his girlfriend. So why can't you induct Chris Benoit, despite if he did what he did, and you have all these other people who are just as bad?
That is still if. With Trump, you have the live footage of him not treating people with different colors the same way.
Yeah.
And like I saw this video recently on Instagram that like there were all these priests like shaking his hand, and he skipped this one black priest.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell?
This guy's racist.
There's also,
sorry?
There's a video of it.
Yeah.
And not for instance, why is Drew Carey in the Hall of Fame? He does F all. Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame, and he was convicted of rigging a baseball game. So you got all these people that are not as perfect as anyone can be. Nobody's perfect. So why can't you induct a man who gave his body, his life, to the business that he loves? Little short story for you. I went to WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. Best time of my life. I went to WrestleMania Access. I was able
Was
to
he
get...
in it? Chris Benoit?
I'll get to that in a second. I was able to get autograph from The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan. The last person I just wanted to get an autograph from was Chris Benoit. Unfortunately, I was not able to get it because he had to go, and there were too many people in line. I didn't get there early enough, and I was in grade 2. I was very sad. I was crying, and I saw Chris Benoit walk by. And he said, "Hey kid," and he gave me a high five. That made my day. And to see him at WrestleMania compete, I was losing. I lost my voice for that match, and that just made my day better. He cared so much for the fans, and it was sad to hear that he passed away. He should be recognized as a great wrestler as he is. So I do think he should be inducted, regardless for such things he has been said to have done.
And plus another thing, why is his overall life, why should it be involved? The Hall of Fame looks at how good of a wrestler they were. And yeah, it looks at their career. And it looks at how everything they did in their career. Now, even if what he was said to do did happen and that he did do that, it should not be involved. It shouldn't at all.
And you got Donald Trump, like I said, I'm going to say it again.
And I know probably more than 50% of the viewers watching this agree with us on the fact that Donald Trump probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, like he shouldn't be inducted, but nonetheless, a lot of people are going to say, well, it doesn't matter what Chris Benoit did was worse. I understand that, but how can you prove it yourself that he did it? Can you prove it yourself that he didn't do it?
Listen, the news media overall, they like to make up a lot of stuff for stories, for sure.
I mean, you think everybody in the Hall of Fame is perfect? No, not everyone in the Hall of Fame is perfect. Everyone had done something in their life that they're not proud of.
Yeah, like some people were drug dealers in the past lives.
Like,
Some of them were in the gang. Yeah.
Didn't Randy Orton recently get convicted for a bit of sexual assault?
He was some sexual harassment. He put his hand down his pants, touched his dick, and tried to get some guy to shake his hand. But I don't know why, but you know what?
He was probably drunk or something.
Who knows? Well, everybody has their own issues. That should not be the problem, focusing on the personal life. Because let's be honest, Vince McMahon is a druggie himself. He did steroids. He was sexually harassing people. There's a lot of videos you can watch on that.
yep.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the guy's career. My favorite match of him of all time was WrestleMania 20. I was really happy when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And it's sad that they just want to forget him and they want to erase him. Because you know what? They shouldn't. And Vince McMahon is wrong to do that. I don't care if it's his billion-dollar business. He can do what he wants. That just goes to show he doesn't give a shit about the fans, what they want. He just cares about making money. And they knew he was doing some enhancement drugs. And
Yeah.
they couldn't give him the more help that he should have got. So I'm not saying it's their fault. What happened. I'm just saying they could have done more to help.
I just think that people aren't considerate of the fact that it's depression. It's
Yeah.
not something that goes overnight.
Yeah, it's not just happening like that. We're gradually building.
I mean, I personally haven't had ever a strong case of depression, but I've seen it, and I haven't seen it as, and I know I haven't seen it as badly as a lot of the people in the world, but I have seen it. Even if it's a minor thing, it really fucks with your head. And I never had these thoughts ever of what Chris Benoit had.
Yep.
But I still think that he was entitled to more help, and he could have gotten more help, but people just don't care.
They turned their back to him.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Daniel Benoit, you know,
His brother?
his younger brother, David Benoit is the older. Daniel Benoit was the younger one. He got killed. But David Benoit has said he still loves his dad and he still misses his brothers and his mom. And he is very close with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho does believe that he should be in the Hall of Fame, but also no because of what he did. I don't know, but I would like to see David Benoit make
Fight
the
for it.
Benoit name good again.
Yeah, you know?
So you're thinking that he should be the one to induct him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That would be good. And honestly, I just think that...
A lot of fans would be satisfied once that happened.
Mhm.
Of course.
But you just shouldn't look at what's gone on during his life, you know?
Yeah.
You watch WWE. Do you guys watch WWE to know the people, to know their life, or do you watch it for the entertainment? Because I know for sure as hell that when I watched it, it was for the entertainment.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And no, it's not because of stupid Lana, Bobby Lashley, and Rusev storyline.
Nobody cares about that shit, really. Like, I watched like 5 minutes of it, and they were like engaged, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like,
But we watch it for the entertainment. And that's what Chris Benoit and a lot of wrestlers do for the entertainment.
yeah. So let us know, guys, in the comment section if you think he should be elected. What do you call it? Inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Comment down below. Keep it civil, like I said, and respectful. And let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to their channel. You will see them again in the future. You also see another guest of mine. I'm going to have him in the future. Subscribe if you're new. Because that's the bottom line.
It doesn't matter what you say.